Check. Stop recording. Lockheed Martin registered. Lockheed Martin registered. Pre-R 3D registered. V4.
All right, everyone. Welcome back to BVI Pilots. I'm actually going to
Lockheed Martin registered. Pause. Sound on.
pause this for 1 second.
Unpause. Sound on.
Actually, I'm going to go ahead and unpause it. So, I'm going to be showing you how to use or how to get started with the pmdg 737. Now, this can be for the 737-700, 800, the 900, the ER900, any of those, just not 747 or 777. Those do not count because those are different. Now, the first thing I'm going to tell you is I'm going to take you step by step. I'm going to give you the best of what I know. This doesn't make it perfect. It doesn't mean that I have every answer in the world, but what this will do is it will give you a really good understanding of getting your plane set up to be able to fly. The fact of it is this: if you don't program the CDU at all, you're not going to fly. Not the way that you want. You're not going to be able to, pick out airports and say, hey, I want to fly there, I want to fly there. You might be able to get up in the air. But what fun is it to just go down the runway, get up in the air, and then never land? Always just starting over. True story. I know someone that had been doing that. Now, this person isn't part of BVI, but he just didn't understand the CDU at all. And he said, John, how are you doing that? How are you flying that, getting taken off without having problems? Well, number one, you should read the manual. Now, the manual is real easy to find. As a matter of fact, a quick way to do it,
CDU message displayed. Enter IRS position.
is to hit your Windows key and the letter E. Windows E.
TFM tooltip. This PC window. Items view list. Folder grouping expanded. 3D objects not selected. 1 of 9.
That opens this PC. Then you go to your local C.
Devices and drives grouping expanded. OS C. 9 of 9. OS C. Items view
And
list.
then
Color
if you're
illuminated. Not selected. 1 of 25.
P3D, you would
PMDG
go
4. For log. PMDG backup sound packs 13 of 25.
CDU message cleared.
Pre-R 3D 14 of 25. PMDG backup sound pack. Pre-R 3D 14 of 25. Program files.
Okay, you go to the P3D folder.
Items view list. SSRV not selected. 1 of 162. Lockheed Martin registered. Pre-R 3D registered. V401 column 2. Lockheed Martin. Pre-R 3D 01 column 2. Pre-R 3D window. Items view list.
And
SSRV.
then
PMDG 9 of 100.
you go to PMDG.
Items view list. Dem not selected. 1 of 50. DLLS 2 of 50. EFD 3 of 15. Dem 1 of.
Okay.
EFD. Flight Woods 4 of 50. Icons 5 of 15. Nav data 6 of 15. PMDG 737 and G2 7 of 15.
And then you go to the which plane you wouldn't read a manual about, which is the
PMDG 737 and G2 7 of 15.
PMDG 737.
Items view list. Aircraft not selected. 1 of 19.
Then you have aircraft,
Flight manuals 2 of 19.
flight manuals. And enter on flight manuals.
PMDG 737 and G2 BVIFCOM.pdf not selected. 1 of 7. PMDG 737 and G2 FCOMV1.pdf 2 of 7. Type Mike. PMDG 737 and G2 FCOMV2.pdf 3 of 7. Type. PMDG 737 and G2 PMDG 737 and G2 introduction.pdf 4 of 7. Type Microsoft Edge
You have an
PDF.
introduction
CDU message.
PDF. I recommend that.
PMDG 737 and G2 QRH.pdf 5 of 7. Type Mike. PMDG 737 and G2 tutorial 1.pdf 6 of 7. Type
Tutorial
Microsoft Edge.
1.
PMDG 737 and G2 tutorial 2.pdf 7 of 7. Type Microsoft
Tutorial
Edge PDF
2.
3.
Heading out for my check.
If you do those tutorials,
Lockheed Martin registered. Pre-R 3D registered. V40.
you will do just fine.
CDU. Edit read only multi-line menu. TFM tooltip.
Alright, so
Lockheed Martin registered. Pre-R 3D registered. V401 column 2. Lockheed Martin registered. Menu PMDG 7. Flight manuals 01 column 3.
let's go ahead and close that so it's out of our way.
Lockheed Martin registered. Pre-R 3D registered. V4.
Alright, so when you first start up, and I'm going to go by me using Flight Officer Pro. Okay. Once you set everything up with that, he'll get everything set up, switches where they need to be, and he'll tell you when you can program it. And then you're going to hit left bracket, Control C. That's going to bring up
Menu PMDG 737 CDU. Edit read only multi-line menu. TFM tooltip.
the CDU.
Menu. Blank.
And there's where you should see at the top,
1. Less FMC. Less rate greater.
less FMC, rec grader.
2 less DLNK.
Number 2 is less DNLK.
Blank. 3 less DFDAU.
3 is DFAU.
PMDG 4 setup grader. PMDG 4 setup grader.
4 is setup grader.
Blank. 5 FS actions grader.
5 is FS actions grader.
Blank. 6.
And nothing at 6. You're going to hit right soft 5. We hit right soft 5, and in here you have another menu.
Auto. 3 left ground. 2 auto. 1 less fuel services grader.
Fuel and services.
Auto ground. 2 less payload operations grader.
Payload and operations.
Ground. 3 less doors maintenance grader.
Doors and maintenance.
Auto. 4 less pushback cruise grader.
Pushback and
Blank.
cruise.
5 less cabin lights.
Cabin and lights.
Return to. 6 less menu.
And then return to menu.
Return 5 less cabin lights. FS actions. Ground. 1 less fuel services grader.
I'm going to be selecting fuel, which is on the left side. We're going to talk about the left soft and right soft here in just a second. Let's go ahead and
Auto
go
ground. 1 less fuel services
in
grader.
fuel services. Go ahead and hit that for left soft 1. All right, before I go any further, when you're at the main menu, right here, matter of fact, I'll go back. Main menu, which is Alt-M when you're on the CDU. Alt-M is in menu.
Blank. Menu. 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 Blank. 1 less FMC less grader.
All right, so the way this is set up, you have left soft 1 through left soft 6, and left soft 1 through, and then right soft 1 through right soft 6. And so at the top of the menu, the first thing you would see, for
1 less FMC less
example,
colon. 1 colon space less F
1 is less
less FMC space
FMC,
less R
and then that's for left soft 1.
less R less REQ grader.
Then on the right side it says less REQ greater. That would be right soft 1. When there's a less symbol, that's left soft. When there's a greater symbol or a less and greater symbol, that's right soft. Now, you can set that up by either using your Alt and Control key in TFM or your F1 through F12. I won't get into that right now, but mine's set up with the F1 through F12. Okay?
Blank. Menu.
So, let's go back to where I was. Right soft 5.
FS actions. Ground 1 less fuel services grader.
Fuel services. And now I'm going to load in the fuel. That's the first step. I put in the fuel first, which is 36.
Lockheed Martin Red Ops 27 4101 download Google star untitled notepad row star untitled 23R heading 2 /FL032 sci 5 fuel 32607 site fuel 32607
32607.
fuel PMDG 737 edit red only multi line 1 46,000 refresh button clear edit blank.
You tab down to the edit box, put in your fuel 32607. When you do that, you don't need to tab, you don't need to hit enter. Do not do that, because once you hit where you're wanting that to go, it's going to go there automatically. So I'm going to hit left soft 1. And now, to make sure it went there, I'll refresh by doing Alt-R. And then Alt-Home will take me to the top of the menu.
Edit red only total LBSD 1 32,613 132.6
And there it is,
154.5 total 1 32,613 132.6 154.5.
613. Now sometimes it'll be off by a few numbers. It's no big deal. So now the fuel is in there. That's the only spot you need to do that with the fuel. Then we're going to do left soft 6 to go back a menu. And now we're in the previous menu. And now I'm going to be going to Payload.
Blank. 1 less auto 2 less payload operations grader.
Which is at less, number 2, less payload.
Auto 2 less payload operations grader.
Okay?
Auto 2 less payload operations grader.
So we're going to go there.
Auto 2 less payload operations grader.
And then for the payload,
Star untitled notepad row 1 column 2 star untitled RSD 2 ZFW 141.7.
now this is what I was told. If I'm wrong, somebody can correct me. You put in your GFW there at right soft 2.
FW
And
space
you put it in as with decimals.
1.
So
space 141 dot
141.7 is my
payload
GFW.
PMDG 737 CD payload
Okay.
PMDG 737 star untitled dot 141
141.7.
7 payload PMDG 7 clear scratch edit blank.
So you tab down to the edit box, put in your number, whatever that is. Mine is 141.7. I'm going to be doing right soft 2. And now let me show you. We'll do a refresh. Alt R. Alt Home.
Main card OTLCG 227 FWD card load level.
So left soft 1 and right soft 1. It's not there.
34819 100.0%. App cardo. 46590 app card 34819 app cardo 46 other. 5 slash empty grade other 4 app card 3 4 FW 227,000 main card OTLCG ZFW 1
sorry.
payload
Yeah.
GWMTOW 1 148.5 154.5.
So it's not at the left soft 1 or right soft
Main card
1.
OTLCG ZFW.
But right where it says
1 main card OTLCG ZFW.
main cargo.
227 main card OTLCG ZFW.
And then at the end it says
220 main card
ZFW.
OTLCG ZFW. 227,740 20.4% 115.8.
And anyway, there it is. It should have went in. Let's see.
Main card 227,740 20.4% 115.8.
150, 48,
Refresh clear scrap edit blank.
Aircraft is good. Weather reports look pretty good.
Edit red main card 227,740 20.4% 115.8. Main card OTLCG ZFW. 227,740 20.4% 115.8. Main card OTLCG ZFW 227,740 20.4% 115.8%. 4. Dot 0 seatbelt sign on. 20.4%. 27,747 2 7 7 4 0 space 115.8. Isolation map. Carriage return. Left type auto. Right type main card OTLCG ZFW. 148.5 154.5.
Alright, we're just going to skip that for now. If you get confused on that payload part and you forget to put your payload in there, it's not going to slow you down, okay? And I will update you guys on that. But mine's being slow right now. So I'm going to go back to menu. So once you put your payload in, you hit left soft 6, go back to menu, do it again, left soft 6. Now we're back at the main menu. Now we need to go to left soft 1.
Model and rating. Ident. Model and rating. Ident. Space. Carriage return. Ident. Space.
Which is ident. I-D-E-N-T.
Model 1 737 model and rating.
It's got your model 737-700.
Nav data active. 2 Airac 210970
Nav data active.
2 Airac 210970 blank. 3. Up program. 4 2.91.08 for subdata. 5. 6 less index pose in greater. Blank. 6 less index pose in greater.
And then you don't hit nothing on this first page. You hit at the bottom where it says
6 less index pose in greater.
let's index
6 less index pose in greater.
pose in it greater. So you want the pose in it, which is right soft 6. Okay?
Refresh button. Clear edit blank.
This is where we're going to put in,
terrain, pull up,
we're going to put in our airport here, and I'll show you.
up,
So,
terrain,
Edit red blank. 4 GM 5 GM 4 blank 3 8 2 kind 39 degrees 43 breath airport.
don't sink,
so right
2
at
kind 39 degrees 43
left soft
0
2
degrees breath
is
airport.
where it says
two
ref
flaps,
airport.
2 kind 39 degrees 43
And you would tab down to the edit box, put in the airport,
bank angle,
put in your airport code where you're at, and then hit left soft 2.
8
That's
3
all you need to do there. Don't worry about the gates.
blank 4 GM 5 6 less index root greater.
Go down to right soft 6 again.
RTE 1/2.
To take you to the route page.
Refresh button. Clear scrap edit blank.
When you get to the edit page there, or when you get to the route page, tab down to edit. You're going to put in your departure airport and your arrival airport. So first departure, K-I-N-D, left soft 1. KSFO, right soft 1. And then flight plan goes in here too. So flight plan, F-A, and that goes at right soft 2. Now what we're going to do,
Clear scrap. Refresh button. Edit red only multi RTE 1/2.
I'm going to go back up here and make
Origin
sure
best.
it's in there.
1 kind KSFO.
There it is. Less kind,
Colon. Space. KIND. Space.
well, kind than KSFO.
Code FLT no. 2 FTA 11. Code FLT no.
And then
Space.
you'll see
One kind
below
KSFO.
line
Code
1,
FLT no. FLT root. Co. O C O space R O U T.
company route, co-route,
FLT. No.
and flight number.
FLT root. Co.
So
O C O space.
you want to do left soft 2 for the co-route.
Root files. Blank. 1 less NG 2.
Now, depending on where you put your files, if you got it in the right spot, it'll show up right when you hit left soft 2. Mine's in the wrong spot. You need to make sure you put it under flight plans under the, PMDG 737 flight plans.
Land. 1 less NG 2. 2.
All right, so,
1 less NG 2. 2.
and I'll get into that stuff a different time. That's not part of this tutorial as far as building the flight plan and all that.
1 less NG 2. 2.
All right, so
Land. 1 less NG 2. 2.
we'll go to the
Colon. Space less NGXU.
NGXU. We hit left stop 1 to go there.
Land. 1 less
That's
kind
where
Land.
you'd find it if you don't see it.
NG routes. Land. 1 less kind KSFO.
And there it is, less kind KSFO, left stop 1. I'm going to hit that,
Origin.
and now I'm going to select it.
2 kind test 3 8 land. 4 land 5 6 let's return select greater.
See at the bottom it says
6 let's return select greater.
let's return select greater. We want to select greater, which is right soft 6. Okay?
CDU message displayed. Route uplink ready.
Now it says message displayed, root uplink ready. So I always refresh, Alt R,
4
and then I
land,
look at the
5
bottom.
land 6 route uplink ready. 6 let's load.
It'll say less load. So right at 6 it says less load. So that'd be left off 6. So I'm going to hit that. And then I'm going to give it a minute. And then after, sometimes it might not tell you. Just refresh and you'll know when it's done because it'll say, well, I'll just show you.
4 land 5 land 6 activate greater.
Activate greater. The very last line where 6 says, it says activate greater, so it's right soft 6. Watch what it does.
Execute key available.
It brought up the execute key available. You do Alt E for execute.
CDU message cleared.
Okay, so that means that the airports have been entered into the CDU. But now you've got to set up your departure and arrival. Okay? You still got a little ways to go here. The thing to remember is there needs to be no rush. Okay? No rush.
4 let's save. Land 5 land 6 let's ALTNS per minute greater.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is we're going to shift tab.
Next page, rev page, fix button, N1 limit button, exit button, drag button, hold button, debar button, plus E. Hold button, debar button, plus E. E. Space.
Dep
A, R, right R,
R button.
right R, bottom, debar, right R.
Now this is weird. I'm going to show you guys
Hold
something.
button, plus, debar button, plus E. Hold button, debar button, plus E. Hold button, debar button, plus E.
It's just Alt plus D, right?
Hold button, debar button, plus E.
Let's hit that.
Hold button, plus, exit button, plus E. N1 limit button, fix button, rev page button, next page, edit red FTA 3 240 slash PDRS 2, TTTS 1. E slash D alt, S1 slash 1, S1 slash 1, S1 slash 1. Space, E slash D alt 1. TTTS PD. 2, SPDRS WPT slash alt. 3 2 FTA V slash BV slash S. 4. 5. Land 6 let's forecast. Land 6 let's forecast.
Okay, and it takes me to the forecast page where I need to do my weather. I don't know why it does that. I wonder if I do right bracket.
FTA 3 240 slash SP2, TG1, E slash D, S1 slash 1, S1 slash 1.
Nope.
Next rev, fix, N1, exit button, prog, debar button, plus E.
Now watch.
Hold button, prog, exit button, N1, fix button, rev page, next page, edit dep slash R index, dep slash R index, land. 1 less dep kind R greater.
There it is. See? I need to report that. It does it to me anyway. I don't know about anybody else. But it does it to me. Alright, so we're going to do our departure.
Land.
Like I said, you shift tab till you see the depth R button.
2 KSF land, 1 less dep kind R greater.
Once you do that, you tab back down.
Next page, edit red only multi-line 1 less dep kind R greater.
Only.
Land, 1 less dep land,
And
1 less dep kind R greater.
Your airport information there at the top,
Land, 1 less dep kind R greater.
right at 1.
Land, 1 less dep kind R greater.
Less depth kind R greater. Okay?
Land,
So you know it's there. You know you're in the right spot.
1 land, dep slash R index 1 slash 1.
And then it's a
Land, dep slash R index 1 slash 1.
depth slash R index 101. So I'm going to hit left off 1, my departure.
Kind departure 1 slash 2.
And there it is, kind departures. Alright, first thing I'm going to do When you do this, select your runway first. Okay?
Sys run 1, DAW LN 105L. Land 2, ending, land 3, Mariel 514. Land 4, near 623L. Land 5, 523R.
But you're going to be right sub 5 for 23R.
5, 523R. Land 5, 523R. Land 4, land 3, land 2, land 1, DAW LN 105L. Sys runways. Kind departures 1/2. Sys run 1, DAW LN 105L. Sys run kind departures 1/2.
You know, it didn't say nothing.
Refresh button, clear script, edit, send button, edit ref button, RTE button, CLB button, RTE button, rest,
Oh, I got checked up,
CLB, CRs button, Lex button, debar button, hold button, plus, drive button, plus, exit button, N1 limit button, fix button, rev page button, next page, edit red only, multi, RTE 1/4, origin 1, kind KSFO, code left 2, runway 3, 4, land 5, 6, less ALTN, for finite greater. At RTE origin 1, kind KSFO. At RTE 1/4. At RTE 2 1, direct 5. Land 2, JADHLC. Land 3, direct HDU. Land 4, direct LMU. Land 5, direct MLF. At RTE, next prep, fix N1, exit, drive button, hold button, debar button, multiple. Drive button, fix N1, fix, prep, next page, edit red only, multi-line, step slash R, land 1, less step kind R. Kind departures 1 slash 6, 1, DAW, land 2, land 3, land 4, land 5, 523R. Execute key available.
Okay, there we go. Get that time. Fix up. So, back to where we was. Do exactly what I said. Go to the depart button. Go and do left soft 1 for your departure, airport. Then now we selected the runway. You'll know it's right because it's going to say execute button. Now I don't execute until I'm done. I'll show you what I mean. It did say execute, but I'm not executing yet because I've still got to put in my SID information. Alright, so.
Land 4 near 6, land 3 Mariel 5. Land 4 near 6, land 5, 5. Kind departures 1/2.
There's 2 pages here and I don't see my SID yet, so I'm going to go to the second page.
Land kind departures runways 1, Rocky 1.
And there it is, Rocky 1.
Colon 1, colon space R.
At left soft 1. You always want to make sure where it's at, left soft or right soft. You never know. Sometimes they'll put them on the left and right if there's a bunch of them. But there's only one here, left soft 1.
Sys run kind departures 1/1.
You got to put you back at the first page.
Sys runways 1, Rocky 1, less L greater 23R.
And you'll see it say, it's got my SID, Rocky 1, less CEL greater, less CEL greater, 23R. That's what's on the first line so far.
Trans 2 5.
Now for transition,
Trans 2 5.
and there it is.
X cursor, normal cursor.
Spy. My transition of my flight plan is spy.
Land 2 5.
So I'm going to do left soft 2. Now you'll know when it's selected because look at
Trans
it now.
2 5 less L greater.
It says spy less cell greater. So less symbol CEL greater. So you know it's selected. Now once you do your runway, your SID, and your transition, sometimes you might not have one. But once you're done, then you do Alt-E
Execute key off.
and execute it. It'll say execute key off. If there was any errors, it would tell you. Then you're going to do right soft 6 to go back to the
RTE
root
1/4.
page. And then I'm going to shift tab back up to the depart button.
Fix button, N1 fix, drive button, hold button, debar button, plus D. Drive button, fix, N1 fix button, rev page button, next page, edit red only, step slash R, index 1 slash, step slash R, land 1, less step kind R greater.
Alright, we already did the departure.
Land 2 KSFO R greater.
Arrival is
Colon.
at
Land, colon, space. 2, carriage return, 2, colon, space, R greater. Space, A, R, greater, carriage return, space, 3, land 2 KSFO R greater. Colon, 2, colon, space, A,
okay.
SFO, space,
So my arrival is at right soft 2 KSFO.
O, space, carriage return, R greater. Space, A, R, greater,
See? Arrival ARR greater.
R greater, KSFO, space, A,
So there it is. I'm going to hit right soft 2. If you look at the top,
KSFO arrivals 1/4.
it says KSFO
KSFO arrivals 1/4.
arrivals 1 out of 4. I mean, there's 4 pages. Alright, first thing is the runway. Same rule goes here.
Stars of 1, LE 2 wheels 19L. Land 2, pmdg 3 wheels 20L. Land 3, ESR 3 wheels 20R. Land 3, ESR 3 wheels 20R. Land
and we want
Free ESR 3 20 ER.
right soft 3 because 28R
Land. Free ESR 3 20
is
ER.
our runway. So right soft 3 for me that would be F9.
Execute key available.
Remember, not going to execute yet.
Trans. Free D land. Free DYMD5 Archie. Land. 4 MOD not land. Free DYMD5 Archie.
Now I'm looking for diamond.
Land. Free D colon. Free. Cold space. DYAMD5.
This is right here.
D5.
I believe that's diamond. What that
DYMD5. DYAMD5.
Well, it's not diamond.
DYMD5.
It's
DYAMD.
DYAMD. Diamond. 5. I said diamond, but that's the one we want.
MAYD. Space colon. Free.
So it's going to be left soft 3.
Trans. 2 into 1 slash outbreak trans G slash S. 1 D stars approaches. 1 DYMD5 less L greater L 20 ER.
Look at our first line. There
Stars
it
above 1
is.
DYMD5 less L greater L 20 ER.
DYMD5 less cell greater 28R. So we know we got that
Trans
done.
G slash S. 2 into 1 slash outbreaker.
And then now that was my star, and then there's going to be
Trans G 2 into 1 slash outbreaker.
my transition,
Trans G 2 into 1 slash outbreaker. Colon 2 colon space INYO
which is INYOE
OE space.
at left soft 2.
Trans G slash 2 into less L greater 1 slash outbreaker.
It's all selected. So it's got the left cell greater.
Trans G slash S. 1 DYMD5 less L greater L 20 ER.
On the first line, it's got the
Trans G 1 DYMD5 less L greater L 20 ER.
DYMD5 less cell greater 28R.
Trans G slash S. 2 into less L greater 1 slash outbreaker.
And on the second line,
Trans G 2 into less L greater 1 slash outbreaker.
it says INYO less cell greater. So you know it's selected when it's got that stuff beside it. So we're going to execute.
Execute key off.
There it is. We executed it. Okay. Now,
Trans 3 land 4 land 5 6 less index root greater.
go back to root, right off 6. Now here's the thing. You have, it's up to you the order you do this in, but I do it in a certain order so I don't got to backtrack. So once you do that, once you do your departure and arrival, go ahead and go to your leg page. Now if you're on VATSIM, you'll want to do this a little bit different, and I don't have a video made yet for that because I'm new at doing it with VATSIM with the payware. But there will be videos. There's priority videos out there. But for this, you being new, you can follow what I'm saying. So you go to your leg page by doing Alt G, and now here's what you see at the top.
Act RTE lex 1 slash 7. Space space RTE act. A space A T T space R T E
ACTRTE
lex 1 slash 7.
leg 1/7. Okay. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and clean up my leg page.
231 vector slash 230 degrees H1 vector slash.
The first line says vector.
258 degrees 47.3
I
mm.
don't want
1
that.
vec 252 TTH slash 258 degrees 2 TTH slash.
I'm going to get that out of the way. Now, I have a video that I'm doing on the leg page by itself with cleaning up the leg page
Execute key available.
to save a little time. So I'm not going to show you how to do that this second.
Execute key off. 202 Rocky slash 294 degrees slash 204 Bailey slash 25 Flames RM 6 1.0 land 6 1.0 slash Act RT 211 sock slash 22 MC 213 S 214 slash 205 RM 6 1.0 slash Act RT 211 HP 212 Elm slash 3 MLF 214 AI 215 S RMT 6 Act RT 211 Rump slash 212 slash 203 Inno 204 215 Launch RM 6 1. Act RT 248 degrees Act RT lex 248 1 alley slash 248 1 alley slash 202 flow 213 C 204 fleet 205 Arch RM 6 1. Land Act RT 11 1. Route is continued 27 slash 3000 a. Execute key available. Execute key off. 203 R 284 400 205 videos RM 6 1.0 slash land Act RT lex 7 slash 7 all at 1 video slash land 2 land 3 land 4 land 5 RM 6 land 6 1.0 slash 0.06 NMRT data greater.
All right. We need to get our weather going, so you need to make sure.
Star Untitled Blocky Mark Ops 24101 downloads Google Act RT lex Star Untitled Blocky Mark registered pre-R 3 deer. Star folder view list Ops active Sky for P3 DV4. Context menu open O send with backup move the drop shred open file run as administrator. Folder
That
view list
you
active Sky for
load
P normal cursor.
Skype.
App start cursor normal cursor.
Now I'm going to have a video for flight plans, you guys. So if you want, you can watch that and you'll better understand this. If you pause this and go watch the other video, then you can come back and you'd understand this more.
Explorer.
Okay.
Alright,
So now I'm going to tab down.
Home button.
And I'm going to assume you watched that video.
L button. 9/14 select button. Button. Double X control map button. Conditions button. Flight plan button.
Tab down to flight plan. Then with NVDA, I'm going to do
Numlock off.
insert 8.
Flight plan window. Search options button. Flight button.
I'll do
Introduction form.
insert 8 after I hit flight plan button first, then I tab
blank.
until I hear edit blank. Then I'll do insert numpad
Window.
8, numpad
Tool strip
4.
window.
It'll say tool strip, numpad
Tool strip 1
2.
toolbar. Tool strip 1 toolbar.
It's a tool strip 1 bar. I'll do it again. Insert numpad 2, grip.
No previous review mode.
I will do it again. Insert numpad
Load
2,
button.
load button. So then I do insert numpad 5.
Load button.
And then insert insert enter.
Load flight plan dialog file name. Items view list. Names list. Indianapolis Detroit
And now I'm just looking for
KZLT KDT KDT KDTW KMIA news KSDF.TLN KSFO.TLN 13 of 24.
there it is, Con KSFO. I will
Invoke.
hit enter on that.
ST3DV4. Edit selected KSFO. Edit selected kind. Edit select departure edit plan. Edit selected kind.
And there it is. So we'll minimize
Folder view list.
that.
Active star untitled notepad. Lockheed Martin registered. RTE leg 7/7 PMDGs. RTE leg 7/7 PMDG
Go
7.
back to my leg page. I'm going to hit right soft 6.
Selection removed. ETA 1, land 2, land 3, land 4, land 5, wins, 6, less electric, less greater.
And now I see less legs, request greater. I'm going to hit right soft 6 again for requests. And we'll wait for it to tell me. Okay. Sometimes it might not. You can just refresh.
Land 4, land 5, wins, 6, less electric, less greater.
Still loading.
Land 4, land 5, wins, 6, less electric, less land 6, less electric, less greater.
Come
Land 4,
on.
land 5, wins, 6, less electric, less land. Refresh button, alt plus R. Edit red only multi-line land. Refresh button, alt pressed. Edit red only land 4, land 5, wins, 6, less electric, less land.
Sometimes you got to hit request again.
6, less land, 6, less electric, less greater.
Oh, less request. I was doing it wrong. I was hitting right soft
Land
6.
6, less electric, less greater. Land 6, less electric, less greater.
So we'll hit left soft 6.
Land 3. Land 4, land 5, RM6 1.00/0.0, land 6 1.00/0.06 NMRTE data greater.
Oh no, I was doing it right. What am I
Land 4,
thinking?
land 5, wins, 6, less electric, less greater.
Request greater, right soft 6. Come on.
Land 3, land 4, land 5, wins, 6, less electric, land 6, less electric, less greater. Land 4, land 5, wins, 6, less electric, land 6, less electric, less greater.
Sometimes the CDU can be silly, like it's been right now.
Land 4, land 5, wins, 6, less electric, less greater, land 6, less electric, less greater.
Usually when it acts silly like this, I'll go and do my other weather by doing Alt-D.
FTA 4, 5, land 6, less forecast.
Left soft 6 for forecast.
Land 4, land 5, wins, 6, less request. Land 6, less request.
Left request. Left soft 6.
Land 4, land 5, wins, 6, less request. Land 4, land 5, wins, 6, land 6, less request. Land 6, less request.
It's been really weird about the weather here. Why?
Land 3 degrees /8, land 4, land 5, wins, 6, less request. Land 4, land 5, wins, 6, less request. Land 6, less request.
Oh, I think it. Maybe I need to.
Land 6, less request.
All right, so let's go away from the leg page for a minute, okay? And let's go and tab down to. So skip out legs for a minute
Refresh button, clear scratch, edit land, send button, enter RTE button, alt plus R, enter ref button,
and tab to the init rep page, and let's go put that info in first.
send button, edit land, clear scratch, refresh button, edit red only multi-line 6, left reserve 3, degrees F degree C.
Now, you can either do the init rep page or the leg page, whatever order you want to do, but I'm going to do the init ref, and then I'll do the weather. I think you usually want to do it after that anyways, but maybe it's just a glitch. I don't know.
ZF2/32 plan /1/20.4%
Alright, so
perf 1/2 land minute perf ERF
we're on the perf
Init.
/init page. First thing I'm going to do
refresh button clear edit land
is put in the altitude, which is FL0320, and that'll go to right soft 1. I'm going to check it, make sure it went in.
/1/20.4%
And there it is, at top of right soft.
plan /fuel CRZ wind 1/20.4% /FL320
See, there it is. Next, you put in your reserve fuel,
refresh button clear scratch edit land
which you put that in as decimals. So it's 2.5, goes to left soft 4. Cost index is 5, so I'll hit 5, left soft 5. And then total fuel, which is going to be
active type for Peter star untitled Lockheed Martin register ops 27.4102 download Google Pro perfect 1 /active type star untitled notepad row 1 column star untitled RSV2 fuel 32607
32607. You put that in as a decimal as well.
perfect 1 /2 pmdg 700 perfect 1 /send button hit ref send button edit land
So I'm going to put in 32.6 and hit left soft 2. And I'll show you what it
edit
looks
only
like.
G perfect 1 /2 G 1 /lands 32.6 /32.9 degrees /
See, there it is.
ZF the 3 minus 54 degrees F minus
After that, you do left soft 3 twice.
CDU message displayed.
And it says
Unable
execute.
290 KTS at
execute
diam.
key off
Now, if you get a message about unable to, it's talking about speed and altitude. Just ignore it, okay? You can correct that. There's a few different things you can do, but it's definitely not a stopper, okay? All right, now we got this page done. We're gonna do right soft 6.
N1 limit 1 /1
N1 limit is the page we're on now.
refresh button clear scratch edit land
As a default, I always put 40 for the top left soft 1. Let me show it to you.
edit red N1 limit 1 cell /red 1 +40 /+31 degrees C 93.8 /93.8
See, that's just got the weather information.
cell /red 24K N1
Okay.
1 +40 /+31 degrees C 93.8 /93.8
Let's see.
cell /1 +40 /+31 degrees C 93.24K
Yep. Okay, so we're good there now.
2 less greater less L greater CLB greater
Now I'm going to select
24 2 less greater less L greater CLB greater
my speeds for takeoff and climb.
22 kg rate 3 less 1 CLB 1 22 kg rate
I
2 less
usually
select
go
24K
with
2 less select 22 kg rate 2 less 24 1 +40 cell /red 24K 1 +40 /+24K 2 less select greater less L 22 kg rate 3 less 1 C 20 kg rate 4 less 2 C 26K bump 5 less B 26K bump
I don't do the
5 less 26K bump
26K bump.
5 less B
That's going to make it take off full
6
speed.
less permanent takeoff greater 5 less B 26K bump 4 less 2 CLB 2 20 kg rate
And we're not doing 22KD
3
rate.
less 1 C 22 kg rate
We're going to do
3 less 1 20 kg rate 3 less 22 kg rate 2 less 24K 2 less select greater less L greater CLB for 24K 2 less select greater less L greater CLB greater 22 kg rate 2 less select 24K 1 +4 cell /red N1 limit 1 /1 cell /red 24K
Yeah,
N1
so what we're
1 +40
doing
/+31 degrees C
is
24K 1 +40 /+31 degrees C 93.8 /24K 2 less select greater less L greater CL 22 kg rate 3 less 1 CLB 1 greater
left soft 3 and right soft 3. That seems to always work for me.
20 kg rate 3 less 1 less 22 kg rate 2 less 24K 2 less C 22 kg rate
And that's the 22KD rate. Alright, now we'll do right soft 6. And this is going to be where you put in your flaps.
takeoff red 1 /2
Takeoff ref.
refresh button clear scratch edit land
So it's going to be flaps 5. That's going to go at left soft 1. Now I did that.
clear refresh edit red only multi line takeoff red 1 flaps 1 5 degrees 138 greater
See, there it is, 5 degrees, 138. Now I'm going to copy my numbers in from the previous page. Okay? And that's going to give me my speeds. To do that, you don't got to type anything in. Just hit left soft 3 2 times. Left soft 3, left soft 3. Then you're going to do right soft 1, right soft 2, and right soft 3. Okay? And that's going to give you
takeoff red 1 flaps QR 1 5 degrees 138 greater 138 red 22K
your
N1 VR
speeds. 138,
291.6 /91.6 139 greater 139 CD
139,
trim 3 20.4% 6.64 142 greater 142
and 142. 142 is the speed that I'm going to want to put in to my sim. So now let's take a look at that.
Star Untitled active sky for Lockheed Martin registered Lockheed Martin registered pre-car 3D
All
registered
right.
V4 unknown cursor.
So you got to put in speed, altitude, and heading into your sim. This is critical. Do not forget to do it. So you're going to do your little left bracket for the TFM. Shift S. That's for speed. If it doesn't pop up, just Alt Tab.
Takeoff red 1/2 star active sky for P3 ops 26 form 1 row download Google speed box row 2 column 4. Speed MC speed at 141. Land 1 land 1 142 142 land 2 1 land.
It's got 141 in there. I'm going to keep it
141.
at 141. It's not going to make a difference on that.
Connected button. Lockheed Martin registered Lockheed Martin registered
So
pre-car 3D
there's our
registered V4.
speed. Now we'll do left bracket. Shift A.
Altitude at 32,000. TFM tool. Land 0 land 0. 32,000.
There's our
Lockheed Martin
32,000.
registered pre-car 3D registered V4.
And now our left bracket. Shift H.
Heading at 229. TFM land 9 land 9.
Somehow it's remembered all this. Or my co-pilot might have put it in. 229.
Lockheed Martin registered pre-car MCP heading 229.
Yep, 229. Alright, so now all that's done. So what do we got left? Still got that weather thing to deal with. So let's
Form 1 row 1 column 2.
Alt Tab back.
Form 1 connected button.
Do Alt G.
Voice button. Connected button.
Oh,
Edit red only mode. Connected
I'm
button.
on the wrong
Lockheed Martin
window.
registered pre-car 3D takeoff red 1/2 pmdg 700 takeoff red 1.
here we go. Alt G.
Selection. Act RTE Lex 1 201 202 route 213 214 215 RN6 1.0/0.06 NMRTE data grader.
Right soft 6. Let's see if it'll let me do it this
Land 4
time.
land 5 winds 6 less electric grader.
Less legs. Right soft is request. So right soft 6.
Land 4 land 5 winds 6 less electric request unable 290 kts DYAMD. Land
Yeah, I hear
land
you.
4 land 5 winds 6 less electric request unable 290 kts land unable 290 kts DY refresh button clear scratch button pressed. Pressed.
CDU message
Edit
cleared.
land. Clear refresh button edit red only multi-line land 3 Sky 2015 land 5 RTE 6 less load.
Now, see there, less load. So you do got to do the set your speeds and all that before you do weather. Okay. So now we have less load, which is left soft 6.
CDU message displayed. CRZ when upload
Execute
loading.
available.
It says execute available, so I'm going to do Alt,
Execute
CDU
off.
message cleared.
and there we go. Then we're going to go to our descent page for weather with Alt D.
FTA 4 5 land 6 less forecast.
And left soft 6 is forecast. So we're going to do that. Left soft 6,
Land 4 land 5 winds 6 less request.
less request, left soft 6, and wait for a second.
Land 4 land 5 6 less request.
CDU message displayed. Forecast upload ready.
Land 6 less request. Land 4 land 5 winds 6 low grader. Forecast up 6 low grader. Forecast up ready 6 low grader.
Load grader, which is right soft 6.
CDU message cleared.
Execute
CDU
available.
message
It
displayed.
says execute
Unable
available.
290 kts
Alt
at diam.
E.
CDU message cleared.
Alright, it cleared that mess about unable to. That's just a speed message about one of the waypoints and altitude. Some of that small stuff you'll be able to figure out on your own. Alright, so our weather's in now. Let's go ahead and hit Alt G.
Act RTE Lex 1/7.
And now we're back to the leg page. And that's where we're going to leave it. Everything else is done. All you got to do from that point is go through all your checklists, all that stuff.
Form 1
And
row 1 column Lockheed Martin registered pre-car.
it should be
Lockheed Martin
good.
registered pre-car 3.
We're getting ready to do ours, as a matter of fact.
No smoking sign off.
Pre-flight checklist.
Pre-flight checklist. Oxygen.
Tested.
Navigation, transfer, and display switches.
Normal and auto.
Window heat.
On.
Pressurization mode selector.
Auto.
Flight instruments.
Heading set. Altitude set.
Parking brake.
Set.
Fuel control switches.
Cut off.
Checklist complete.
Once he does that first,
No smoking sign on.
turn the mic, mute the mic so he can't hear me. Once you do the first checklist, then you can close the door with Shift E.
Door 1 closed.
And
F1
now
fuel pump on.
he'll start doing other stuff. Depending on how you have your Flight Officer Pro set up. But you need to give him a few minutes because there's a couple things he's got to do.
App low oil pressure light on.
always wait a minute after he hits something to make sure he's not waiting for something for himself.
Apple oil pressure light off.
And what I've done with this video is you're going to see that going through this tutorial that I've done and the rest of the flight are two different videos. So once we get up and we're at a steady cruise altitude, that's where this video will end. But then the next one will pick up for doing our landing and stuff.
Ground power not available. Left aft fuel pump on. Right aft fuel pump on. Center left fuel pump on. Center right fuel pump on. Right forward fuel pump on. Electrical hydraulic pump 2 on. Electrical hydraulic pump 1 on.
Doing
Left
everything
off.
he's
Right
got to
off.
do.
Beacon on.
Now, as far as moving your jet, you can either use GSX or you can use the sim to do it. Making sure he's done. I'm pretty sure once he does that, for this part he's done, but we're going to make sure. So, hopefully I've not made it confusing. I know there's a couple times I was like, hey, what's going on here? But the beauty of it, you can go back and you can look at where I stopped or, where I did something. If it confused you, just go back, or you can move back and forth, right? But I can definitely tell you this is something, it's enough that showed you how to put in this information so that you can get up off the ground. Now, I will remind you that if you're going to try to fly without a yoke or a flight stick, it's going to be very complicated. Also, you've noticed I don't mess with the trim with the 737. Don't need to, really. Now, maybe the keyboard, if you raise the trim up a little bit more than normal, that might help you, but you really need a flight stick or a yoke, okay? Alright. I believe he's done, so
No smoking sign off.
next thing we do, before start checklist.
Before start checklist,
No smoking sign on.
flight deck door.
Closed and locked.
Fuel. 3260 pounds.
Checked.
Passenger signs.
On.
MCP. V2
He should be
141
giving you
heading
all
2
this
to
information.
9er altitude 32000 takeoff speeds. V1 138 BR 139er V2 142
Set.
CDU pre-flight.
Completed.
Rudder and aileron trim.
Free in 0.
Taxi and takeoff briefing.
Completed.
Anti-collision lights.
On.
Checklist complete.
Now, if you go to do this and he doesn't say anything, then you know something's wrong. Go back and just trace your steps.
No smoking sign off.
Next thing you want to do
No smoking sign on.
is going to be another voice command.
No smoking sign off. CMDA on.
Command A off. Command A. Command A off. Command B.
CMDP on.
Command
CMDA off. Left FD master off. Right FD master on. CMDA on.
Command
CMDP off. Left FD master on. Right FD master off.
Command A. Command A. I didn't want that on.
CMDA off.
Ground crew from cockpit.
Go
Pushback started.
ahead.
Waiting for ready for pushback call.
Ready for pushback.
Steering pin inserted. Release brakes.
Release target. Act RTE Lex 1/7. Lockheed Martin registered pre-car 3D registered. Lockheed Martin registered pre-car 3D registered V4.
Parking brake off.
Parking brake off.
Starting push. Cleared to start engines.
Say nose left, nose right, or stop pushback.
Start engines.
2 knots ground speed.
Starting engine 2.
No smoking sign on.
And ignore that command thing to happen. That's why I always try to mute, because he'll think you're saying something, and that could be bad. But
Number 2 starter engaged. Number 2 generator active. Number 2 ignition on.
Engine 2 cut out. Starting engine 1.
Number 2 starter off. Number 1 starter engaged. Number 1 generator active. Number 1 ignition on.
Engine 1 cut out.
Set
Set parking
parking brake.
All
Parking
engines
brake on.
stable.
alright. Parking
Steering
brake
pin
is set.
removed. Cleared to
Engine
taxi.
1 off was light on.
Have
Engine
a
generator
brake
off was light on.
light.
Now you're
Pushback
going
completed.
to set a
15
few
on.
things before
Number 1 starter off.
you
Left back auto.
do
Right back auto.
anything. Let him do what he's got to
Apple off.
do. Okay.
Apple Gen 1 off was light off. Engine generator off was light off.
CDU message displayed. Tie on above 10 degrees.
Taxi on.
That's a normal message. Tie on above 10 degrees. There go the flaps. Okay. Now you're going to be doing your checklist for taxi. If you don't have a joystick or a yoke, I don't know how you get past this other than just hitting your control key and skipping it. Because you're going to see what I mean here in just a second.
Parking brake
Parking
off.
brake off.
Taxi checklist.
No smoking sign off.
Taxi checklist.
Taxi checklist. Generators.
On.
Proheat.
On.
Anti-ice.
Set.
Isolation valve.
Auto.
Engine start switches.
Continuous.
Recall.
Checked.
Auto brakes.
RTO.
Flight controls.
That's where I gotta move my controls.
Full left. Full right. Full back. Full forward. Rudder full left. Rudder full right.
Checked.
Ground equipment.
Cleared.
Checklist complete.
Flaps 1. No smoking sign on.
Gotta fix my flaps because sometimes when I grab my controller, it does that.
Flaps 5.
Okay. So, you can use GSX to move to the runways, or you can use the sim. To use the sim, you just hit your Alt key, right arrow twice, down arrow once, I believe. Yes.
Unavailable. Normal cursor. Submenu dialog window. Edit search by airport ID. Blank.
Unavailable, so I'm going to put in, what's not available now? KIND for Indianapolis. And then I'm going to tab down where the runways
Edit search by
are.
airport. Edit search by airports. Combo box menu models. Airport. Combo box menu models. Airport. Combo box menu models. Airport. Name in the combo box. Type the runway. Left. Select your starting location.
So the active runway, I don't want that. So I'm going to do Alt down arrow.
Expanded. Active runway.
And my arrow down
14 not selected. 23 L not selected. 23 R not selected.
to 23R.
Combo box 23 R left. Select your starting location.
Hit enter again. And it's just going to take a minute. It's going to reload and put us on the runway. Right now it's just going through doing all of our settings. Keeping everything the way we got it.
Lockheed Martin registered pre-car 3D registered V4 with cursor paused. Sound off. Loading airport database. Submenu dialog window. 18%.
And here it goes.
38%. 48%. Airport database loaded. 58%. 68%. 78%. Unpaused. Lockheed Martin. No smoking sign off. No smoking sign on.
Okay.
Flaps 5.
Now we're at the runway. You can check by doing right bracket, Shift C.
Runway 23 R kind.
And there we are. I'm going to check my heading.
Heading 229.
And we're right on track. The next thing you want to do is going to help you is do left bracket,
Attitude mode down 1.
right bracket, and turn on your attitude mode. Go into TFM and set your attitude mode to where it reads out the attitude, not just an audio tone. Because you don't want to start your climb and then just climb up real fast and it go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 15, 18, 20, 23. You're going to have problems. You want to keep it between 15 and 18. I think that's a good, well, really, I'd say between 14 and 18. You'll be fine. Okay? Okay, so we are going to do the takeoff. I do want to load.
Star on the folder view list. Active FS Gram Serious FS Gram for MSF FS Airline 7 FS Aero Data 19 of 38. Recycle. Flight Simulator FS Gram for FS Airline 17 of 38. App Start Cursor FS Airlines Zoom Tooltip. Login button. Pressed. Button. Exit. Show flight. Continue. Delete flight button. Pressed. Button. X button. Home. Options button. Flight information button. Fly button. Pressed. FS Airlines. Button. X button. Exit button. Back button. Fuel up button. Pressed. FS Airlines. Button. X button. Fly button. Pressed. High speed. Reverse button. Button. Star Untitled Notepad row 1. Lockheed Martin registered. Lockheed Martin registered. R3D registered. V4.
Okay. I'm going to do control space. That centers everything out. And then make sure we're on full screen here. Alt enter.
Zoom tooltip. Lockheed Martin registered. R3D registered. V4.
Alright.
No smoking sign off.
Before takeoff checklist.
Flaps 5. No smoking sign on. No smoking sign off.
Before takeoff checklist. Oh boy.
No smoking sign on. FS Airlines row 1 column. Star Untitled Notepad RT form 1 row 2 column 1. Connected button. Voice button. Pressed. VCH pressed. Lockheed Martin registered. R3. No smoking sign off.
Before takeoff checklist.
No smoking sign on. Form 1 row 1 column VCHK button. Voice button pressed. VCH pressed. Lockheed Martin registered. R3D registered. V4. No smoking sign off.
Before takeoff checklist. Why is he not doing it?
No smoking sign on. No smoking sign off.
Before takeoff checklist.
Form 1 row 1 column 2. VCHK button. Voice button. Connected. Edit. MST. CF. ERF button. Complement start end. Before the CHK. Before start CHK. Before start flow button. Before the CHKLST button. Before start flow button. Taxi CHKLST button. Pre-flight CHK after start flow button. Pre-flight flow button. R button. Pre-flight flow after start flow. Pre-flight CHKL. Taxi CHKL. Before start flow button. Before start CHKLST. Before the CHKLST button. Complement start end. Before the CH pressed.
Before takeoff checklist.
Lockheed Martin registered.
Flaps.
RTD registered. V4.
Set.
Stabilization trim.
Set.
Checklist complete.
App start cursor. Normal cursor.
Okay. This is where he's acting silly again. And I don't know why.
Loading airport database. No smoking sign on. FS Airlines row 1 column 2. FS Airlines. Lockheed Martin registered. R3D registered. V4. TFM. Total fuel 32,341.5. No smoking sign off.
Before takeoff checklist.
No smoking sign on. No smoking sign off.
Yeah, he's not hearing me.
No smoking sign on. Star Untitled Notepad row RT Lex active sky for Ops 27. Downloads Google Chrome. Lockheed Martin registered. Star Untitled Notepad row RT Lex active sky for Ops 27. Downloads Google Chrome. Lockheed Martin registered. R3D registered. V4.
Matter of fact, it closed on me.
Attitude mode disabled. Attitude mode enabled. Attitude mode disabled.
Okay. I don't know why he did that. Here's what we're going to do. This is where I'm going to end it because I don't want this to be a bad video. So we'll end it here. And on the next video, you'll see us doing takeoff. Do it same flight. I got to fix this, and I don't want to do this all over again. So just remember that if you try it before you watch it,
Attitude mode enabled.
turn on your attitude mode, and when you take off, keep it between 14 and 18 on the climb. Okay? And you should be good. You know, I don't know if you're going to be using Flight Officer Pro or not, but if not, that's going to be a steady climb for you. Okay?
Star Untitled RT active sky for Ops 27.0.1. Ops 20 start virtual stop recording checkbox checked.
So I hope this helped you out. I hope this is not a complete waste of time tutorial for you. It probably will get an update here later, but this is good enough. This will help you get on the ground, get off the ground, and it'll help you program your CDU. Okay? If I made a mistake somewhere, if I pronounced something wrong, okay, but everything that I did is, things that you need to do, and you do it exactly the way I showed you. So, hopefully it will help you.
Start virtual stop recording checkbox checked.
So, give us a thumbs up, tap on that subscribe button, and join us here at BVI Pilots. Be sure to click on your notification setting and set it to always, so that you're notified each and every single time that we publish a new video. You will even get notifications whenever we go live. Until next time, stay safe, have fun flying, and take care.